Welcome to Capture the Reps podcast, the podcast for fitness creatives by fitness creatives. Each episode, we will dive into techniques, strategies, and behind-the-scenes stories to help fast-track your career. Whether you're behind the camera or in front of it, this is the space to grow, create, and connect. Hit it, Sam. Welcome back for another episode / conversation, Capture the Reps podcast. I'm here today with Erin. That's her. Good wave. Yes, I love that. Today we're going to be talking about the overarching theme of young creatives, not necessarily an experience because you're experienced, but young in the sense of just entering into the workforce. Like, how do you carve a path? How do you carve a career, niche, all that kind of stuff? And then also what you would tell yourself like 3 years ago, you know, when you're going through college, you're going through class and all that kind of stuff to like put your mind at ease and all of those types of things. Because you just did that. Yeah,
somehow.
I figured you're the resident expert on that because I don't want to date myself here, but it's literally been 11 years, 12 years. Oh, that's sad. Wait, yeah. Seniors 2010 in high school because we had that chant, Seniors 2010.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
But it only lasted 1 year because then I graduated. And then 2014, oh my goodness, yeah, 11 years. That's why like my hair is also like going back slightly.
Oh no.
Hairline, yeah. I have to tell the people that cut my hair every single time, like, hey, can you make sure like to like hide that a little bit? So it's whatever. Just kind of give me like a little like preview because I know you recently just got a job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And that's why we're filming at 6:30 in the morning on a weekday here.
Yeah.
Before you go to work, which props to you for being able to pull that off. But yeah, just kind of bring people up to speed. Like, you know, your background as far as like the past 4 years at ASU and, you know, that idea.
Yeah. So I've been filming since literally like middle school. I started in high school. That's kind of when I decided that I like filming sports. I didn't know what I wanted to film originally, but sophomore year, my teacher kind of made me sign up to film a basketball game. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't like basketball, but I guess. And I just wanted to film. And then eventually filming those basketball games, I thought it was super fun. So I just kept filming basketball. And then gradually I was like, you know what? Sports are actually what I want to film. To me, anyway, it's not that fun to film an actual, like, movie or something like that. It's more entertaining to film sports or events because there's a lot going on. And that, like, also my teacher kind of knew how to motivate me because I always wanted to film football, but instead he made me film, like, girls basketball, soccer, lacrosse, stuff like that because he told me that I wasn't ever good enough and that would get in my head because every single video I made, I wanted to prove to him, hey, look, I can do better. Let me film football. And then finally at the end of the year, he let me film, well, I guess not the end of the year, the end of the football season, senior year, he let me finally film a game. And then that's kind of what just kept happening is I was like, I have to keep doing this. So then when I got to college, the hard thing about film school is it's film school. Like, you're going there because they want to put you in Hollywood, mm-hmm. not because they know how to teach you marketing.
Right.
Or they know how to teach you advertising, or they know how to teach you sports business. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was like, I'm getting a minor in business, but then I like specialize it in sports business.
Yeah.
And then major in film.
So that film school, because I didn't obviously go to film school, so I can't really have a back and forth with you on that. And I'm kind of curious, when you look back at like film school, like, do you find as though it was the right path for you? And like, what were some really good things that you liked about that experience? And then maybe like, what are some negatives that you didn't necessarily like about that you just kind of alluded to right there?
So the thing about me is like, again, what my teacher did, if it bothers me or like gets in my head, I'm going to try to fix it. So with film school, the first 2 years, we did nothing. It was literally, I mean, it's probably the same way with every degree.
When you say nothing, like, are you talking like you were just like learning like tactics and skills and all that, like a lot of like notebook type work?
Yes, but it was also more like you had to take your general education classes. So you're still learning science. You're still learning math. And obviously you have to get those out of the way.
Did you have to take a language, by the way?
No, I just had to do that in high school.
See, I took Spanish in high school, and then I made the mistake of taking French in college. And
Why'd you switch?
because I would have tested, I took like 3 years of Spanish in high school, and I would have tested into like the most advanced. So I tried to like just like pretend like I didn't know anything on this like written entry test. But it didn't work, and they tested me in. So they were like, hey, you can either start at like level like 5 Spanish, or you can start from scratch. Side note, anyways.
Side note.
Continue, sorry.
No, you're good. That's what happened to me, is because I took German for like 7 years. And then in college, I was like, originally freshman year, I was like, you know what? I'm going to minor in German just for fun. And then, so I got into like the German where I was supposed to be. And it was too hard. So
Right.
I
Right.
dropped it. But
So those first 2 years, more like getting used to the college environment, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
fast forward into the last two.
fast forward into the last two, I was finally driven insane about how we were learning the same thing over and over, and we weren't doing anything. They tried to like say that they didn't want the hands-on stuff yet. You need to obviously learn the basics before you can do the hands-on. But again, their main goal is to get you into Hollywood, and I didn't want to go there.
Right.
So I spent all my time trying to figure out, how do I go where I want to go, which is into sports.
Right.
So
What did you find like most effective then? Like how'd you get into sports then?
I was trying to figure out anything I could do to get there. So I started working at I went to ASU, so I started working at the gym there. And then I was just honestly connections.
Yeah.
I know that people say that. I know that it's cheesy.
No, it's true. That's how we met each other. Is like same type
literally
of thing.
from the ASU gym.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk to people, you want to figure out where can I go with this, So what I did is I started like connecting with the guy who's in charge of sports clubs.
Yep.
And I was like, even though I'm not getting paid, I just want to. Please let me film your hockey teams. Please let me film everything. And so I started filming hockey because that's my favorite.
What was like the pitch to that individual coach?
So basically what happened is freshman year, I emailed every single coach, every single club coach, every single NCAA coach.
Wow.
No response.
Yeah.
Sophomore year, I reached out to Sun Devil Athletics internship program.
Okay.
No response. Junior year, I was getting frustrated. That's when I got the job at the ASU gym. And basically, I just got to know the guy who was in charge of club sports. And then also I knew the guy who was in charge of marketing at the SDFC. So he hired me on for marketing. And then that put me in the position of where I can talk to the guy in charge of club sports. And I was like, hey, just for fun, can you put me in contact with the coaches for hockey,
Right.
like just stuff like that. And then he put me in contact with them and was like, just let Erin go to the games. Like, she's not going to bother you, just let her go.
Yeah.
Like, she only wants to build a portfolio. And that's why I did it, was because, again, everything you shoot is experience.
Right.
So everything you shoot makes you better.
Yeah.
And that wasn't anything I was learning in class, just because I kept learning the same thing over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I need the degree to get a job, but it's not necessarily helpful in the way that it's what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know my philosophy, learn by doing. Like
Exactly.
I'm a huge proponent on that, because it's like you can sit there until you're blue in the face, and whether it's a traditional school setting or you're on YouTube just like trying to figure out how to use a camera, like you have to go and do stuff in order to like have that sink in. Some people are, can pull that off on the textbook side, but that's not me. I was never that way. So you got to learn, you got to know how you learn and how you can actually better yourself. And it's different for every single person.
Yeah.
I love that idea. So
Yeah. Even for an example, I learned Premiere Pro by doing in high school. And then in college, we had to learn Avid. But I did that by textbook, and I never passed the Avid test. Like,
I don't even know what Avid is. So
I don't know how. I don't know really how to use that. But
yeah.
So
really, it was like a lot of persistence at the beginning. You got to be persistent about things if you want it done. Or in your case, like volunteer your services. Like, hey, I want to do this. I know I need it for my portfolio, so I'm just going to throw myself out there and do it.
That's the nice thing too, is because I'm filming club sports for fun.
Yeah.
So if I mess up a video, like I went to every single one of their games.
Sure.
If one of the games, like even if they win or lose and I mess up a video, I'm doing it for free. I'm doing it for fun. They don't need to post that one.
Right.
It's just like voluntary. Like it's not like they're paying me, so I mess up and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So every single video, like it teaches me, and if I mess it up, I'm like, how do I fix it? And I can't get in trouble for something I'm doing voluntarily for fun.
Right.
So that gives me a little bit of cushion before I actually have to go out and do important things.
Sure.
So That way, like, when I'm actually doing a project for school, or when I actually started getting internships, like, and I wouldn't get in as much trouble because I have that experience of learning what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. So really, it's like the film school provided like a baseline of information and all that kind of stuff, but really, the onus of getting better, actually doing things, was really on yourself.
Yes, because I don't regret taking film school at all. Because
Yeah.
looking back on it now, it was important to basically learn the story structure and just basic stuff like that, because now I don't even have to think about it. I've
Right.
done it so many times. But at the time, there were like literally like 10 times I almost switched my major to like marketing or like something else, just because in my head that would be more useful. But I mean, I just kept thinking end goal, where do I want to be? What do I need to get there?
Yeah. So now you're in this new phase where you're a videographer on staff for Barrett Jackson. You're going through the motions there. Like, how did you come across that opportunity? And, you know, how'd you put yourself in the best position to get that? Knowing that, you know, fitness creatives as a whole, like sometimes, and I do it too, I'm a videographer on staff. Like, we have to be videographers on staff as well to obviously pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. So talk me through like that process, like how you came across it.
So I'll back up a little bit just because.
Well, hey, it's your show. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So senior year, I finally got an internship with Sundeville Athletics because I emailed them and emailed them and emailed them, and I finally didn't let it go. So January of my junior year, I emailed them again. It was my final email. I was like, I give up. I hear back in August, a reply to that email in August. They were like, hey, we want you. Like, we want to interview you. And I was like, no way. I forgot I did that. Let's go.
Right.
And so I interviewed, I got it. And then I was like, I got to make the most of this. I got to go to as many games as I can. I still have to shoot the club sports, everything like that. So I shot it all. And then afterwards, around March, I was like, I'm graduating. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do. And so I just started looking. I was limiting myself to only, like, hockey jobs.
Right.
Which I still really want to shoot hockey, but I'm like, I've applied to almost every single NHL team. I've had like 6 interviews, and even though I've applied to like their internship programs, they still say I'm not experienced enough. And I'm like, well, what can I do to get that experience? What can I do? So finally, I was like, where do I want to be? Like, what can I do? So I just started researching opportunity, like all kinds of different. Like,
well, is that what they told you, to like go and get a job and get experience and then come back to us? Was that their feedback?
Almost every single one of them were just like, you need more experience. We have a lot more candidates with more experience than you, so that's why we're choosing them.
It's competitive, especially like hockey. What, there's 32
teams.
32 teams. Yeah, so that's difficult to get that job.
Yeah.
You know.
So, yeah. And basically, I was like, I don't know what to do. So I just kept researching. I started applying. I was like, what if I can work for essentially Sun Devil Athletics for another school and just shoot college? Because that's fine too.
Yeah.
Just as long as I'm shooting sports, just as long as I can get a job. So I applied. And then that's the thing is I somehow did keep getting interviews. So I got a lot of
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you have the resume and the actual portfolio to back that up. So like, that's not too surprising. The more surprising thing is, and this is probably a problem that, you know, your friends are dealing with too, that do the same thing, is like, everyone's like, oh, we want to hire you for an entry level position. By the way, we need 20 years of experience.
Yeah.
You know, and how do you overcome that battle? How have you come over that battle? Is it just go out and get experience? Like that's probably what I would do too. I don't, you know.
Thinking about it, I've had 2 internships, like, because I worked for the All-American High School Film Festival too. And basically, I was like, the only way to get experience is by saying yes and doing stuff. So that's why I said yes to filming Desert City, because, of course, it was fun. And I saw it, and I was like, this is
great leadership there.
It is.
Great leadership at Desert City.
And I'm excited to come back. I'm so glad that I can.
Yes.
Basically, like, and that's why I started filming club sports and everything, is I'm like, if I can get it on my portfolio, if I can film it, I need to do it. And so, like, with the film festival, I got experience editing. I edited a lot of videos, and then, like, in one of them, like, there was this guy named Wesley Wang. He won one of the film festivals like previously, and in ironically his podcast, he kept talking about how he would reach out to like producers and stuff.
Right.
He emailed hundreds and hundreds of people. And his quote was he needed like, you just need one yes. And he emailed hundreds of people. And towards the end of my job interview like process, I was like, if I don't get a yes, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've applied everywhere.
Right.
And I'm not getting anything. And it was starting to get, like, I was starting to doubt that I was going to get anything. Because I'm like, everybody says no. Everybody says that you don't have the experience for it. But, again, like, it just takes one yes.
Yeah.
Even if I only waiting 1 month after I graduated was insane. Like, I don't think that happens for a lot of people. And I'm incredibly lucky. I'm incredibly blessed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that happened. But from the amount of times that I was denied, I was like, I don't know what to do. I just have to wait for one. Yeah. One to say yes.
And I mean, that's such a great mindset, such a great attitude to have.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're, getting that door closed, on you a lot of the times. Was there anything, is it just a persistence game, or was there anything that resonated with people to get those initial interviews? When you're thinking of like the sports teams and stuff like that, was there something that you included in the email? Was it like examples? Like what like kind of got you in the door?
So originally, when I started applying in like March, I wasn't getting a lot of interviews. I think it was because my website was honestly really dull and it didn't look appealing, and my resume just looked boring. It had all the same content.
Yeah.
But it just didn't look like something I wanted to look at. And I realized that because I was looking at my resume, I was looking at my website, I was looking at other people's who I aspire to work like. And I'm like, what's the difference here? How can I fix it? Because my experience is my experience.
Right.
There's nothing you can do to change that unless if you add more.
Right.
So I was like, how can I make my website better? What can I do to make people want to look at this? And so I went through, I was like, I'm going to add a whole bunch of photos. I'm just going to restructure it. I'm going to buy my own like domain, because right now that's important. Like maybe in like 10 years I can have a like Weebly.com. But like right now I was like, I need something to prove that I have work, that it's good work.
So it's all in the look, the professional look, taking the time to invest in, ErinRudFilms.com or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Plug. I don't know if that was...
Yeah.
That's what it's called, really?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have
Anywho,
no idea.
yeah, that idea. And then have some more supporting visuals and things like that so that people can see your work. Because I think that whole idea of like that digital resume is huge. So it's like, hey, post your work. Like, I don't think enough people nowadays post their work. Like, they spend all this time in like pre-production, and then they shoot something, and then they come back and they spend all the time in post. And then they send it to either the client or, in your case, the team or whatever. And then they never post it for themselves, or they never like call attention that they've done that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that you did that. That's smart.
And the thing is too, is I would always post it on Instagram. I would never post it on my website. So that's the thing, is once I started keeping my website updated, like looking good, because what an employer sees when they're looking at you is, one, your resume, and then the first thing on your resume is your website. So if they see your resume and it looks boring, they're not going to spend the time to read it. Like, I mean, maybe they will, but if it's like 2-3 pages long, why would I look at that when there's this one with the exact points that I want with a website? And then the second thing you look at is the website. You click on it, it's just like this white, boring page. Why would I spend the time to look at these videos? Even if, who knows, maybe there's like the world's best video on there. I'm not going to spend the time to look at it if it looks boring.
Right.
And then this person has like awful videos, but their website looks cool. I'll at least watch one video.
Right. It keeps you there longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that idea. Was there any like tools or any like, when you were doing like research on like how to get a website, was there people that you emulated or?
So that was the hard thing, is not really.
Okay.
Basically, a lot of the times I had to do it myself. Like with the film festival, there was this really cool guy I worked with. His name was Lloyd. He helped me when I went to the film festival in October to make this one reel, and his work inspired me too. So I was like, it's just a whole bunch of different people. I was like, how can I essentially take what they do, but not copy them, but like make it fit what I do?
Right.
And how can I make my best work learning from other people, but still essentially like not copying them, but like how
You're using them as inspiration. You're taking little bits and pieces and molding it into how you would do it. I mean, That's brilliant. That's exactly how you achieve things.
Yeah. And the other thing, too, is I never thought that I would find, like, that was always a thing in film school. They'd be like, what's your unique voice? What's something that you want to have in your videos?
Yep.
I'm like, I shoot sports. I don't have one. Like, I don't know how to have one. And then eventually I started, like, watching it back, and I'm like, okay, the way that I do these certain things, like how I color it, how I edit it, like, that's the way that I see it. Because sometimes the way that other people edit videos, I don't like that, but that's the way that they edit it.
Correct.
And maybe they still do good.
Right.
It's just how you do it is...
It's developing your style, which takes time. I have like a rough style, but I think I'm still developing it.
Yeah.
I don't think you probably see a video of mine, you're like, okay, that he probably did that, but at the same time, like, I wouldn't say that I'm consistently one way all the time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like the same thing with like music artists. It's like, I always find it more compelling when a music artist can like go from genre to genre and just kind of switch up things.
Yeah.
That's something I like to take with me too. It's like, I want to have a diverse group of different things that I do. I don't want to be just the highlighty guy. Like, I want to be the highlighty, the narrative guy, the this, the that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, no, that's great that you do that.
And then something else important too, you taught me this. You don't want to essentially film something all the time that you, like, you do want to film something that you love, but not something in the way that you'd get tired of it.
Yep.
I don't remember exactly how you phrased it.
Well, I think, and it's hard to, because I'm a blabber, let me tell you, especially at Desert City, I don't shut up. I'm guessing it was something to the effect of, like, a lot of the times we, like, for me and for my purposes, like, I'll go to CrossFit events and I'll make a highlight video of a workout that an athlete completed, or a day recap type highlighty thing. So I'll create that. I like creating those. Those are fun. Those are cool, quick hitting, all that kind of stuff. But if I keep making the same thing, I'm never going to progress as a filmmaker, as a creator, whatever title you want to throw on there. And the reason being is you need to expose yourself to other things, other experiences, all that kind of stuff, so that you can then have those also come back around. So if I'm the highlighty guy, cool, I stay with the highlighty guy. If I'm always going to be the same thing, how am I ever growing as a videographer? How am I ever growing as a creator? I need to have other influences come in and have my style continually shift and mold. And then that keeps away from burnout, because the burnout would be whenever I think of this in the corporate setting a little bit. And, whenever you're doing like a learning platform type thing, where it's just like a constant, like, you are in here in this room, script, teleprompter, all that stuff, and you're just editing and just doing educational stuff. And if you continually do that, you're going to get burned out, because you're like, oh, I got to listen back to another 15-minute video or something like that. You have to switch things up. So even in your case, if you're switching up sports, different sports, like how, was it your high school teacher?
Yeah.
How your high school teacher did that.
Yeah.
You look back now, it's like the classic thing, right? Is whenever you're in high school, it's like, whether it's a high school coach, whether it's a high school teacher, like, oh, why won't they just leave me alone? Like, why are they doing this? And then you look back and you're like, oh,
yeah,
they were actually looking out for my best interest. Like, maybe they were actually trying to get me to get outside my comfort zone, challenge me, all those things.
Yeah, he was trying to inspire me, and I didn't know it. I just knew I was mad, so it worked.
Well, and with that, I want to transition into the main topic we want to cover, is like the stuff that you would want to tell yourself, as you're entering into film school, like knowing what you know now, and also being a creator on the rise up in the fitness space too, like what you would tell yourself whenever you first started and all that. Because really the idea around our conversation today is like those things. It's like, what do we tell people that are just starting out that can hopefully fast track their career? And like, hey, let's save them like 3 years of like pain, disgust, banging their head against the wall, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have like a list in mind of like a numbered list or anything, but I'm just going to kind of let you go off. And then I'll probably like ask some clarifying questions here or there.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, I would say film school helped me a lot. I did learn a lot the entire time. I will say stick with it, because I didn't want to. Every single year, every single semester, I wanted to drop it. I didn't feel like it was worth it. I just kept doing the same thing. But what I did outside of school is what actually helped me. Mm-hmm. And like right now with like Barrett Jackson, I'm incredibly like thankful for the opportunity, and I'm going to keep going. But outside of work, I'm still going to keep shooting hockey because
Sure.
that's what I love to shoot.
Sure.
So when during school, that's something. You can't just go to school. You have to look for other things to do to, do what you want to do.
What helped you get through those times where you were like, hey, what can we tell someone besides the idea of, hey, just stick with it? Were you relying on friends? Were you relying on family? What can people do to help them through those first initial few years of film school when maybe they're not tactically doing things?
Yeah, so senior year of high school, I was used to shooting almost every single day, editing every single day. I get to school, I took the summer off because I was like, honestly, we'll take a break. Well, I did shoot some stuff for fun. But anyway, fast forward to freshman year, I was expecting to keep filming every single day because in my head, it was like a direct jump. So I'd be exactly where I am doing the same stuff, but at a higher level in college. But that's not the way it was. It was, in a way, a step forward, but also a step back because it was a step forward on my education doing harder things, but it wasn't the harder things that I was expecting to do because it was my general education classes. So for the first 2 years, I honestly was kind of just upset about it, and I just quit filming. I was like, I'm just going to get my classes done. I'm just going to hang out with friends. And what I did mostly is I went to the gym. I was like, this is just frustrating. I'm just going to go to the gym. So that's basically.
So that was your outlet. Yeah.
Yeah. And then junior year, I was like, I can't let that stop me. I was like, I have to find something. Class is boring. I don't want to keep doing that. I have to because I'm halfway there. Even though I want to switch, I'm not going to. I'm halfway there. Just keep going and find something to get you through it. Again, it truly the whole time I was in school, it was the gym. But also I was like, what else can I do? When I have this problem, it's overwhelming, but what can I do immediately to help me fix it?
Yep. So have an outlet, have some type of thing, whether it's, working out, whether it's, I don't know, meditation, yoga, long walks on the beach, I don't know, whatever it is, crying to your parents, whatever that actual thing is. I've never done that. I might have. Having that type of thing. And then also having in the back of your mind, hey, this is all going to be worth it in the end. I just got to get through it.
Yeah.
And then having that persistence.
Yeah.
What would be another thing?
The other thing too is I would say, in high school, I let my work essentially consume my life. I never hung out with friends. I always just wanted to get stuff done, get it done to the best of my abilities. In college, I was kind of doing the same thing. But then, middle of my sophomore year, junior year, I was like, I can't just let homework be the only thing that I do. That's so boring. So my friends call me, they call me the number one in side quests because mid-sophomore year, I decided I wanted to become a cycle instructor because I was like, even though this isn't film, I was like, this is something I'm so passionate about, and I want other people to feel the way that I do when I go to the gym, how it makes me feel better. So I became a cycle instructor, and then I was like, actually, I don't know if I have the time to keep doing this. So then I was like, I'm just going to keep filming things, and then I was like, no, I can't lose track of other things that are valuable to me. I want to keep working, but I have to find other things. And then so this past year, I was like, I can't only film hockey. I have to learn how to play it. So 6 months ago, I decided I was going to learn how to ice skate.
How's it going? Any bumps and bruises? Are we making it out alive?
It's hilarious, I have to say. I play because it's fun, and I would not say that I do well at all.
Okay. What's your position? What do you...
I like to play right wing, but
okay.
I haven't scored. Well, okay, I have during, the pickup games.
Okay.
But, in my actual, beginner league, G League games, I haven't actually scored.
So more of in the enforcer, are you allowed to check people? Is that a kosher?
Yes, you can, but because everybody's so new, they don't necessarily want you to.
It's frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so I do it just because it's funny. Because it's fun. Just to take once in a while to take a break. When I have too much to film, when it's getting overwhelming, it's important to obviously have all of your things organized. That's, again, one of the main things that I found out in my job interviews is that they look for somebody who's organized, which I am. So as long as I have everything organized, I set a time to do everything. If I have 17 edits due on Friday, I organize times to get those all done. But I can't let editing be the only thing I do, or else I'm going to drive myself into the wall, because if I work on the same edit for 7.5 million hours, I'm gonna get tired of it, and I'm just gonna be stuck there.
Yep.
So again, that's why it's important to go to the gym, take a break, come back, and be fresh again. Or that's why I go play hockey. I'm not good.
Yeah.
But it's funny. It gives me a little bit of a break. I come back, I'm fresh again, I feel better. So.
And kind of what you're hitting on there too is like something that I would definitely tell myself when starting out is like that structure aspect, having a calendar, having clear set, like, okay, this is my due date, but I also want to, have it done by this date in case I want to have some revisions. And then that will reduce stress, one,
yes,
but also allow for other activities and other things so that you do avoid that burnout as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one.
The other thing too with that is, if this happened a lot because I had, when I was in school, I had like 4 different positions at the ASU gym that I was like paid to work, and then I've had 2 internships, school, plus my my free time of going to the gym, filming hockey, just filming other things. So every single day I don't want to say that I did it obsessively, but I essentially mapped out every single hour, what am I going to do today? How am I going to get it all done? So then that way, too, if I have 3 edits due on Friday, it's Tuesday, somebody texts me, like, hey, I need you to get this video done by tomorrow. I still have to be able to get that video done by tomorrow, but I still have to also get the other ones done by Friday, and I still have to go to class. Like,
yep.
I still have to go to work. I still have to do everything else that I agreed to already set in my calendar. So I have to figure out ways to just work around that.
Yeah. Random question. Do you find it, remember in college where everyone's like, I don't have enough time for anything? How about now? Do you feel like you have enough time in the real world, like with all of the different things that are happening?
I will say that something that I didn't expect as a creative, I move my hand in my face, so I'll start over.
You can move your head in your face. I mean, I'll do it right now. Sam, leave all this in. This is great. I love it. Go ahead.
So I would say that I wanted to film things because I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. However, my job right now is 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. So ironically, yes, I have my weekends and my evenings free every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I do my work at work. I go home, and then, like, as of right now, because I'm so new, it's all kind of separate, which is nice. But the other thing, too, is my job, it's hours, it's 8 to 5 every day. Like,
yeah.
I wake up, I go to work, I basically go to the gym, I go to bed.
Sometimes you film podcasts early in the morning before you go to work, to get you going. Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to try to work on, is it's like I still do have the free time, but it's like in my head, work is still my entire day.
Right.
Even though the thing I liked about college is every single day was different, because even though I was working every single day, just I was doing different things.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's doing the same thing. So that's kind of where I'm at, trying to figure it out, is just to keep myself, I don't want to say bored with it, because I did literally just start.
Yeah.
But I got to figure out a way to keep it interesting, because it's 8 to 5 every day. It's kind of, as of right now, it's the same thing every day.
Is there anything that has come to mind, that you want to implement within that 8 to 5 to make it interesting?
What I'm doing right now kind of is I'm mixing it up on if I obviously go to the gym before work or after work type thing.
So just mixing up the routine.
Yeah, mixing up the routine, because it's like I can't fix my hours. Like, It is 8 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can do what I can to keep myself feeling like it's different, feeling like I'm doing something different every day.
Right.
Or like after work, if I do play hockey, or if I do go to the gym, or if I do go to the gym beforehand and then after I go hang out with friends, or I go shoot something else.
Yeah.
It's just keeping everything different every day.
Sure. Is there anything else that comes to mind as far as stuff you'd want to tell your younger self?
I'm incredibly appreciative for my work ethic. So I would say to keep going, because basically in high school and college, all I did was work. And in my head at the time, I was like, I'm never hanging out with friends. I'm never doing anything fun. All I have to do is edit, film, edit. And at the time, it sucked. I was like, I don't just want to keep editing. I don't just want to keep filming. This is getting old.
Yeah.
And I would tell myself now that I'm grateful that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, I wouldn't have a job right now.
Sure.
Otherwise, I wouldn't know what I do now.
Short-term sacrifice for a long-term reward, that idea.
Yeah. And I would tell myself, just keep going. Because even though at the time, again, I didn't feel like I was doing it for a purpose. I felt like I was just trying to occupy my time, just editing. And then there were periods of time when I was like, I don't even like it anymore. I'm doing it so much that I don't like it.
Right.
But I'm like, you have to keep going, because you won't get anywhere if you don't keep going. If you give up, you're stopping. You're not going to make it to the finish line. Like, even if you get to the finish line crawling, you're still getting to the finish line. You're still going. But if you stop, you're never going to see the finish line.
Yeah. You know, kind of to sum up everything, it's like the idea of, you know, being persistent. And I wouldn't say it's not necessarily not taking no for an answer, but it's the idea of like, don't get discouraged if you don't hear a response or it takes a little bit longer, and continue to follow up. And I think the other thing would be, you know, keep everything structured and have like a clear set, like, this is all of my tasks, this is when it's due, all that kind of stuff, which will then lead into the third point of allowing yourself to have some type of outside influence for you, gym, that kind of thing, friends, all of that kind of stuff. So, you know, telling your younger self those ideas, I think, is the key to success, or at least a starting point, right? And the cool thing about like having conversations like this is like you get more of an insight as to like, hey, these are the things that I do.
Yeah.
They might not work for you, but maybe you can take a few little nuggets here and there, like you did, you know, back in the day, whenever you were looking at your website and like restructuring that, like take little things from people and all that kind of stuff in order to make sure that you're able to provide, you know, a healthy life for yourself. And that will also be able to achieve really cool results as well.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now that I have all this structure, now that I have this outside life, now that I have all these things, I'm going to produce at a higher level too. So everyone's going to win.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It is. Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited for Desert City this year.
Me too.
I'm excited to have you on the team. What I really appreciated, and this goes back to the idea of all of those things I just outlaid for you, is like, you know, if you have a good attitude on set and you're willing to learn and take feedback and then instantly implement those feedback, that's the key to success. So keep doing that. Keep kicking ass. I'm sure we'll do this again sometime.
I'm down.
Cool. Now go to work.
Sounds good.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Capture the Reps podcast. If you're a fitness creative and you found this episode helpful, please share this with a fellow creative and keep creating, keep learning, and keep capturing those reps. We'll see you next time.